exports in Argentina in the next 5 years just coming from these sectors, oil, LNG, and mining products. So what I'm trying to say with that is the issue in itself will get resolved because of these changes. Now, specifically, the RIGI provides for a preferred access to FX. And to your question regarding tax incentives, it lowers income tax rate from 35 to 25%. It doesn't have value-added taxes on CapEx. It doesn't have any export taxes. So substantial. When you do the economics of a project, it changes the project dramatically. I think what people value the most is the 30-year stability.
And Luis, I want to turn to you to bring in how you see RIGI, attracting the companies to your sector. It must be transformational.
Well, as Daniel, good morning, everyone. And thank you, Colin, for accepting to coordinate this. RIGI was in fact, I would say, the evolution of a scheme that is still in place and in effect, which is the mining investment regime approved in the 1990s. At that time, that regime made possible significant investments and the first wave of modern mines in the country, from Bajo la Lumbrera to Cerro Vanguardia to San Jose to Barrick and others. So that was the first wave. And then, probably learning from that lesson, RIGI was drafted in a way that would putting value and suffered some attacks along the years. But I think the lesson is that it was a very good system. It's still in place. Let's remember that for RIGI, you have to commit to invest over 200 million. So it's not for any or only for significant ventures. So the two regimes combined, we think, grant sufficient comfort and incentives for the investors.
That's great. I want to turn to Tiago. Maybe if you could pass the mic on here, or one mic short. Just tell us about your agency and what it's doing and how it fits into that picture of attracting investment.
Good morning, everyone. It's amazing to see this room full of people interested in Argentina. I know that Luis is coming PDAC, I don't know how many years, but I don't know, maybe 20, I don't know, but I think 20, I think it's amazing to be this. And for people like us that we are working to promote our country, international business is really so amazing. I'd like to speak in Spanish a little bit because I took the style, the Stuart style. I think it's better for me to be as much precise as possible. Decía que para nosotros es realmente increíble estar aquí en un día como hoy con una sala llena de personas interesadas en lo que está ocurriendo en la Argentina. Y no puedo dejar de mencionar lo que hacemos desde Proma Argentina, sin contar que esto tiene un antecedente muy importante que tiene que ver con julio del 24, cuando se decide que la agencia pase a la órbita de la Secretaría General de la Presidencia a cargo de Karina Milei. Esto es cerca de la máxima decisión política de la Argentina, poniendo justamente en un lugar estratégico lo que es la promoción para atracción de inversiones y el comercio internacional en el gobierno nacional, ¿no? Esta impronta, esta decisión, no fue solamente un cambio de organigrama, sino más bien, bueno, una línea, una decisión política de poner en el centro de la gestión la promoción. Y esto ha sido entendido por todos los que formamos de alguna manera parte del gobierno Eso nos permite trabajar de manera coordinada y transversal, articulada, por ejemplo, con Luis. Lo hacemos todo el tiempo. Y bueno, y en esa línea de tener objetivos claros también decidimos cambiar, para que no haya dudas, el nombre de la agencia y que quede claro qué hacemos, ¿no? Que justamente, impulsar activamente la promoción de los negocios internacionales de la Argentina en todo el mundo. Básicamente lo que hicimos es alinear la identidad no solo visual, sino también de nombre con respecto a la promesa de marca que tiene la agencia. En ese marco, hacemos un montón de acciones que tienen que ver con la promoción. Decía Josefina antes, hemos también aumentado la participación en PDAC acompañando empresas. No solo tenemos el pabellón institucional, sino también empresas acompañando la internacionalización de sus servicios. Y también hemos lanzado una plataforma, Invest Argentina, que justamente busca que proyectos, en este caso de minería, pero también de otro tipo de sectores estratégicos para la Argentina, busquen financiamiento también del sector privado. Brindamos información muy concreta, servicios. En ese sentido también hemos lanzado después de 7 años un Doing Business que permite a aquellos que están interesados en invertir en Argentina tener información precisa respecto a lo que está ocurriendo en la Argentina, no solo en el marco económico, sino también regulatorio. O sea que tenemos una cantidad de servicios integrales, personalizados y profesionalizados para todos aquellos que están interesados en la Argentina, en el marco, como decía Daniel, de un presidente que ha hecho de unas propuestas hoy políticas públicas concretas que tienen apoyo político y resultados concretos. Así que de esa manera tratamos de articular también con...
That's great, fantastic. My Spanish is really small. Years ago, I was the Reuters correspondent in Angola, so there's a bit of Portuguese there. I know it's not exactly the same. It's faded over the years. But I wanted to bring Daniel back in and just to talk about, I think you touched on it a bit, Diego, the sort of the wider sphere, the cultural impact of the presidency of Javier Milei and how that's maybe had some roadblocks, but it seems like with the victory this last October in the midterm elections, there seems to be an acceptance of most of the policies. How is that working out? What's your feeling of it?
Well, I think it's clear that the work is not done yet, and the result of the midterms was key to significantly improve the chances of the president being re-elected late next year. Because a cultural change cannot occur in one presidential mandate. I think we all have that very, very clear. When I look back and see what we've accomplished in just 2 years in office, I think it's way beyond our most optimistic expectations, to be totally honest with you. When you talk with governors of different provinces in Argentina, and they all talk about fiscal stability or fiscal discipline and how important this is, well, it's kind of eye-opening. It was not that clear in the past. When you've reduced subsidies the way that we have done, and the general public, which is again paying for that, and it's hard, they understand that they'd rather pay what energy actually costs than just not having access to energy over the long term, and that they get it. That's part of the cultural change. So to your question, I think it's going very well. I think the work is far from being done. I think we are in a year in which the president has already announced, and actually a couple of have already occurred, structural reforms like labor that got passed as a law last week. And it's just one of many. Again, I make reference to Iglesias law because how relevant it is to this constituency, but it's just part of the presidential agenda of going